All right. Okay. 1.4, we are combining functions. um, and all we're doing here is we're taking the functions that are given to us. They're usually going to be denoted by like an f of x or an h of x or some letter and then x. And we're going to be either minusing, subtracting, or multiplying them together. So we've got to remember a couple things from last year, but I think as you see it, you'll remember and you'll be able to cruise right through this assignment. It's not too bad. Okay, so here's our mathematical definitions, right? So if we can define these new functions, g and h, so g plus h, g minus h, g times h as the following. So as you see this, all we're doing is we can separate the two and we add them together. We combine like terms or we multiply, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so as we look here, it's going to give us an s function, which is x plus 5. Okay, so this is our s function is s plus 5. Okay, and then our t function is 3x plus 6. So all we need to do is we need to substitute wherever, oh, should have done the other color, sorry. We need to substitute wherever we see an s, we're going to substitute x plus 5. Wherever we see a t, we're going to substitute 3x plus 6. And we kind of go from there and we simplify. So I'm going to do this one here in red. Okay. Once again, I really like to put parentheses before I do any substitution. Okay, so s is x plus 5, and then our t is 3x plus 6. Okay, first thing I want to do is I actually want to go through and distribute this negative. If it's a positive, it's not going to change anything, but a negative will. And then this also allows me to get rid of my parentheses. Let me change here. So I got x plus 5, and then negative 3x, and a negative 6. Okay, so now what I can do is I can come through, and I've got x's here, and I've got constants here. So if I add together my constants, I got 5 minus 6, that's going to give me a negative 1. Let's go back to my purple pen. And then x minus 3x is a negative 2x. So my answer for s minus t of x is right here. That's just what you type right into Canvas. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Let's pick a good color for this one. Let's get teal color here. Okay, so I'm going to do one of them, and then I'm going to times the other. So s, my first one is x plus 5. And then my second one, green here, is 3x plus 6. Okay, I'm not adding these together, I'm multiplying them, right? That's what this multiply is right there. So you can use distribution lines, you can use foiling. I really like the box method. And so I'm going to take that first term, x plus 5. I'm going to take that second term, 3x and 6. And then as these two come together, I'm going to multiply them together. Let's go with yellow. So 3x times x gives me 3x squared. Let's grab a red here. 3x times 5 is going to give me 15x. And then x times 6 is going to give me 6x. And then we'll grab purple. And then 6 times 5 is going to give me 30. So I'm going to combine like terms. That's going to give me 3x squared. These two are similar terms, so that's a plus 21x. And then the last is the plus 30. So that s times t of x is equal to 3x squared plus 21x plus 30. Okay, so this last one is not an of x, right? So as we look at this part of it right here, okay, and let me kind of, well, that's an ugly one. Okay, That's there. Okay. And then, so this last one is instead of a value, just x as kind of its own value, right? I've got a value for x. So I'm not going to put in x, I'm going to put in a 4 wherever I see an x. So what that looks like is I'm going to set it up very similar way. There's kind of a shorthand that you can do here, but I'm going to show and just kind of do every step. Okay, so I got s plus my t value. But remember, instead of putting an x, I'm going to put some parentheses. So I got x plus 5, then 3x plus 6. Okay, and instead of x, I'm plugging in that 4. Now we just simplify and solve. Okay, 4 plus 5 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. And then 12 plus 6 is 18. And so we add those together. That's going to give me 27. And I just am solving for a given. Okay, so you will have 3 separate answers on Alex. These are copied and pasted right off of Alex. Okay, so let's do another one. So here I've got R, which I'll do blue. Once again, I'll do green here. So I'm multiplying these two together. Let me get here. And then blue is x plus 2, 4x plus 4. So we're there. And we're going to multiply these together. Oh, I need to give myself a little more room there. So we got the x plus 2, 4x plus 4. So that's going to give me, wow, my writing is terrible. 4x squared, 8x, 4x, and 8. It's going to give me 4x squared, and then these two I can combine. It's going to give me plus 12x plus 8. And there is the answer to my first one. Okay, next one, going to do similar start. Okay, so I've got my parentheses, but instead of multiplying, I am adding these together. And this, I go x plus 2, because that's my r, my function of r. This next one is my function of s, which is 4x plus 4. And since we're adding, I can just combine like terms. Now let's go, my x's are right here. And my constants are right there. So x plus 4x gives me 5x. Well, I didn't change the, that's right. I'm going to let it. And then 2 plus 4 is plus 6. So there you go. There's your answer for that one. Okay, so this next one, we're going to do a similar thing, except for we're minusing. Let me get to the minus. So we got r minus s. And instead of x, we're plugging in a negative 2. So let's plug in that negative 2. Oops. Okay, so let's simplify. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. And 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Plus 4 is going to be a negative 4. So we still have this minus. That's important. Is negative 4. So negative minus a negative is similar to just adding. Okay, so that gives me 0 plus 4. And that is going to give me 4. There you go. Okay, let's find one where maybe we have, okay, here we go. So in this first one, we're still doing that same thing. We're doing f times g. Well, we're just multiplying here. And then if you actually wrote this one out how it says, so you do f first, so x minus 3, then this one would be 3x squared. it's okay that's in the right, but we still need to distribute both of these in here. So x times 3x squared is giving me 3x cubed. And then negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. And then the x squared is still there. So that's this first one. Okay. So this next one, we've got, let me get some different colors here. Let's just kind of continue on with the blue and green. That's easy. So this time we're adding. I got blue x minus 3. Then I got 3x squared. Okay. As we look here, we're not changing any signs. Okay. So this one we could finish off as, let me get rid of this big circle, as just, well, let's do it in that order. X minus 3 plus 3x squared. And this is 100% correct, even though it looks a little weird. And the reason why is we can reorder this as 3x squared plus x minus 3. We usually want to write our exponents and our variables in descending order. But both of those are similar. Sorry, just had a big yawn there. Okay, once again, we can do this. And instead of writing x, we're going to put in a negative. So actually, let me do that in a different color. So we'll go here, minus 3, and then 3. And this is where exponents are super, 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 super important. Or not exponents, parentheses. Especially in this one right here. Because if you miss the exponent, or miss the parentheses, and put it in your calculator, things will go haywire fast. Okay, so negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Minus. And then negative 2 squared is a positive 4. So you get 3 times 4, which is 12. Okay, if you don't put parentheses in there, you'll get a negative 4 times 3, which will give you a negative 12, which changes the expression. All right, negative 5 minus 12 gives me a negative 17. And there you go. All right, well, this last one, I'm just going to do this one because we haven't done one where we substitute in a number on the multiplication side. You could simplify everything just like we've done. We multiply, we do the box method. Don't necessarily have to. So just go negative 2 plus 6, and then that is timesing 3, negative 2 plus 2. So negative 2 plus 6 is 4. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, so negative 6 plus 2 gives me negative 4. Multiplied goes together, negative 16. Okay, this one should go pretty quick. I think the Alex assignment is 10 questions, but hope you guys do okay. And if you need anything, I will be back on Friday.